All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to do some play testing. I have yet to touch this deck, Sultai. If you know me, I play against this deck. But oh yeah, brother, we're going to be trying this one, and hopefully we are going to...
I am the cream, yeah, the cream of the crop. And there is no one that does it better than the Macho Man Randy Savage. On balance, off balance, doesn't matter.
Yeah, so we're going to try to be that, but probably not. So I'm going to drop down Fabled Passage. So what we're trying to do... So I'm a Simic Ramp player, okay? Now we're playing versus Sultai. So here's the thing. What I'm trying to do in our sideboard, if we can pull this off here, is what I'm trying to do. Now our opponent did go first. I should have dropped down the breeding pool. Okay, so what we're trying to do here is get Ugin. And he's gonna Thoughtseize me, that's fine. Okay, yeah. So notice he took out Cultivate. Now, I was gonna play with... I have 3 Thoughtseizes in here. I was gonna play with a 4th one. But I decided to take that out and play with Cultivate in the main board. So notice already our opponent was kind of like, yeah, I don't like that. So we're going to go down. We're going to play Euro Titan. So this is versus the mirror match. Alright, he's got a sensor. Okay. Nissa shakes the world.
I protect that which cannot protect itself. The land shall conquer.
Okay. Maybe mainboarding 2 Languishes would actually do the trick here. So what we're going to do is just bring this down like this, and we're just going to ramp, okay? We're not getting to our black sources, so I'm running my mana base pretty much to the archetype. You know, maybe I got to run it slightly better. Maybe take out like 1 forest and board in something else there. Now, I got 2 Extinction Events in my hand. I don't know why he's going all out here. He might have a counter spell. I'm thinking he probably does. And I would like to have that additional black mana. So that's something we're going to have to... Because I'd like to be able to Thoughtseize his hand and then blow up Extinction Event, right? So he's probably got a counterspell inside his hand. And that counterspell would be Pact of Negation, right? If he does have one. So what we're going to do is we're going to blow this up. Okay. We're going to drop this down, and we're going to pass our turn. But we do need that additional black. I see this now. So I'll take out a green and board in... Drowned Catacombs. Okay.
Behold, nature's true power.
Unfortunately, in Historic, there's only like 4 decks. I looked at the last tournament. The last 3 tournaments that involve any major Historic play, it's been the same old 4 decks. Jund Sacrifice, Mono Red Goblins, and rakdos. It's the and Sultai. It's the same 4 decks. You have the other ones, but they don't... Their representation's really low. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, fire this out with Fabled Passage. Pluck a black. Alright. I'm interested to see what he has in his hand. So, actually... Yeah, let's pluck his hand. Oh boy, Casualties of War. Guy's got a lot going on here. His mana base kind of sucks for Casualties of War here. I'll get rid of that. Let me go ahead and drop this down. Now remember, we have Ugin in the deck. I noticed Sultai doesn't play with Ugin. I think I'm saying, okay, maybe I mean, this is one of those things where it's like, you know, I might actually have to play with the deck that people play with, but at the same time, he's gonna try to get off Hydroid Krasis here, but at the same time, I might actually be able to come with a different perspective because I'm a Simic Ramp player and a Gruul player. So I am constantly going up against Sultai in Standard and Historic. And the only thing that separates the deck from Historic to Standard is not much. Yeah, so I'm going to Thoughtseize him again. Maelstrom Pulse is a very good card. I'm going to get rid of that one immediately. I'm going to call evens. Oh, he has only 3 land left. That's not good. As they say in German, das ist nicht gut. Let's bring that down.
Do not underestimate my fortitude.
Yeah. See, we're killing his lands, really. I mean, we're nuking his lands, really, to the point he can't even bring out Euro Titan. Well, he could. He'd untap this. But, oh god, it's a horrible way to play. He's gonna have to tap this down for 2. Yeah. He's got, like, no lands left. Alright. And here's where we're going to start to see the weakness also of the shuffler and the matchup. So, you know, when I played with Gruul, we're just going to cycle this land here. All right. He's got 3 cards. I have 4. Well, it's best that we make the first move, right? We make the attack. Okay. All right. Bring down Nissa. So we'll pop that off. It's gonna be 2, 4.
Harness the elements.
6. We did drop down our land, so let's just make it a 7. Ooh, I didn't drop a land? Okay, alright, yeah, let's just drop it. Enter's tapped. We're good. I'm gonna have to add that black mana though. I'm gonna have to take out a forest and probably add a green. Or take out a forest and add a Alright, so he's gonna blow up everything himself. Untap a land. He's gone through a lot of lands though. It might as well attack, yep. He's gone through so many lands, guys. Alright, so let's just draw, gain 3 life. We got Ugin. Yeah, he's kind of screwed here. Oh, there's so much we could do here. We can drop down Ugin.
An opportunity to act rashly is the chance to
Get rid of his land for sure. So his lands are just dying. We're just killing them off. Let's grab a... Let's grab a black here.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
Next to combats.
Do not test me.
See, we're thinking like Simic Ramp, right? So we're thinking like... Yeah, he's done. See, we're thinking like Simic Ramp. It's just, all we did was add some hand disruption and some kill spells. That's all we did. Right? So Languish to me is a really good one. All creatures get -4/-4 until end of turn. I mean, so I looked at the top decks, and guys, here's what I did. I didn't copy them. I analyzed them, and I said, what on God's green earth could beat any three of these decks? Because it's the same three. It's the same 3 decks or 4 decks. You get Jund, Rakdos, but Jund and Rakdos have the same mental thinking. So I put them in the same category, right? It's the same mental thinking. You know, how they go about winning is slightly different, but it's the same thinking. Let me snatch your creature. Let me blow up my crap, ping you for damage, all that good stuff. So I said, well, you know, instead of like, and then goblins, right? So it's the same, you know, it's the same thinking. It's the same mental mind step. So I said, well, Sultai should be pretty decent versus those matches. If you mainboard Languish, you mainboard Extinction Events, and you can back it up with Ugin. Nobody's playing with Ugin anymore. I'm like, that's pretty dang good. And then Cry to the Cranium, then another Languish. Because Extinction Events are really good, but it's selective, right? The goblins come in all shapes and forms. They come in even, they come in odd. So I said, well, you know, you have to have Languish. Witch's Vengeance is really good versus elves, stuff like that. Like oddball crap, goblins. And I said, well, the mirror match now. Well, Carnage Tyrant. It's got hexproof, it can't be countered. This can't be countered. It's got protection from blue. Gets right through Euro Titan. And Harbinger. Hexproof from black. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to rotate our board slightly. We're going to do that. I've been talking way too much. Get rid of some kill spell. We're going to board in Carnage Tyrant, Shifting Ceratops, and I gotta hit the done button. I spent too much time talking. Okay, but if I were to do that again, I'd bring in Harbinger. See if this works. I have no ramp in my hand. I'm gonna mulligan that one. Crap. Fetid Pools. Yeah. Alright, Thoughtseize a Thoughtseize. So he's gone first in every game. So that was pretty good for our showing. Thoughtseize again. Yep, so... And I'm kind of bringing that Gruul mentality. Notice, in Gruul, I play a lot to the sideboards of Sultai. Right? Harbinger, Carnage Tyrant, Shifting Ceratopses. So I'm kind of bringing that element to this. Right? Now, unfortunately, we didn't get any ramp spells or anything like that, so just a very disfortunate hand. No ramp, nothing. Like, absolutely nothing. Alright. So we'll cycle this on his turn. Go into a Nissa. He might have counter spells.
Meditate and prepare.
Extinction Event. That doesn't really affect us too hard. There's a Shifting Ceratops. It cannot be countered.
Power surges through these lands. The land fights for us.
I'm just gonna go after him. He's got 4 cards in his graveyard. Maybe Maelstrom Casualties of War. Yeah, that's a big one.
Forgive me.
He's got 5 cards in there. Yeah, let me get this land out. We don't need land at this point. So he brings out Nissa.
Witness the ties that bind us all. The land shall conquer you.
Go with the black there. We top deck that.
I will endure.
Okay. So yep. Okay, so he's playing he or she's playing the net deck Sultai. So basically what it is I'll even tell you what the deck is. They'll run 1 or 2 Maelstrom Pulses in the main board. They have 2 Narsets on the sideboard. Playing with 4 Nissas. They play with 1 to 2 Outer Gargroths on the sideboard. It's a really good deck. And just because they're net decking does... I mean, in Historic... yeah, I can't draw cards. Yeah. I'll just shoot the whole good game here. And I gotta go. Alright, so... Okay, so... Here's the key component. We have to be good versus Sultai. We have to be good in the mirror match. Okay, we really have to be good in the mirror match. Like, we have to be superb. Because here's the thing. You know everybody's going to play with goblins and Juns. Okay, that's... Okay, but we're good versus that, right? We got Languishes, Extinction Events, Witch's Vengeance, Cry of the Cranium, like... And oh, by the way, you know, we got Eliminates and Heartless Acts. And I might have to take one of the... I'm going to take out a Heartless Act and probably mainboard more hand removal. Right? So is shifting... The question is shifting Ceratops a good sideboard card? Well, universally, yes. If you're playing versus blue-white control, this card will win you the game single-handedly. So... But is it good... You know, versus what we're playing against. Like, I'd probably like to see in my deck another Maelstrom Pulse in here. You know, that's what I would like to see. So we're gonna run this as it is. We need to work on the mana base just a little bit. You know, we need to work on the mana base there. All right. I'm not really loving Fabled Passage here, guys. I'm not a big fan of it. Coming to play tapped. Not a big fan. Because we want to get Harbinger out quick. And we're going to be slowed down because all this crap comes into play tapped. Or, I mean, we're going to keep it, but you see how we're slowed down? Like, we should go turn 1, Thoughtseize. Turn 2, Growth Spiral. Go into Harbinger. Yeah, I'm not liking this at all. Yeah, his crap's coming into play tap. I'm not liking that. Harbinger. Yeah. And we could see our ramp's better because we have Ugins. So we can get ramps out pretty quickly. Missed. Let's go with Euro Titan. Maelstrom. We missed on every sector. Good God, did we miss? God, we couldn't ramp for crap. We missed on Harbinger. We missed on Euro Titan. Oh boy. We didn't even draw a land. That's fantastic. Because then I could have dropped down Shifting Ceratops and just... Oh. Well, that's nice. Thanks, Shuffler. No, there's only 28 land in here. Oh. I mean, okay, this is unrealistic. Alright, like... Alright, so, like, we hit Harbinger twice. We get one creature. Okay, that's realistic, I guess. But come on. I mean, my draw step, we don't get a land. Euro Titan, we don't get a land. The Growth Spiral, we don't get a land. Like, come on. That's 3... You have 28 cards in your... I mean, that's just... That's not ideal, though. That's irrational. Because, look, we got Ugins in our hand. Like, come on. Is this really rational? I mean, I can say I can see getting stiffed over on a couple things, but you can't get stiffed over in every area. I mean, what, are we not going to draw land on our next upkeep? Yeah, I mean, come on. Alright, Let's bring it out. You can either gust it. Alright, oddly enough, he does that. I mean... I should have went for green. I'm an idiot. I'm so focused on us getting screwed over. That was a misplay. I could have him down to 1 life. And that's the thing too. When you get screwed over by the shuffler, it feels like you're playing versus the shuffler and not your opponent. And then you're like, then you miss. So that should have been green right there, guys. That should have been green. Because he'd be dead. The game would be over. Because I would hit him for 5 last turn. He does have an Extinction Event, doesn't he? Well, to stop the Extinction Event, I'm not going to bring out... I'm going to bring out... because Euro Titan's cost is normally 3. So he can just Extinction Event the board at that time. So what I'm going to do, so he cannot do that, is I'm going to draw a card. But he would have been dead if I didn't make that mistake. And honestly, in tournament play, when the shuffler does get you, sometimes it's okay to step back for 30 seconds. Just step back for 30 seconds, you know, and just think about what you're doing. Because it's so easy to make it, and we've all been there. And trust me, you're not the only one getting screwed by the shuffler. It's universal. I mean, you talk to anybody that's played the game, and they'll tell you, yeah, the shuffler got me. And that's universal code for... Let's Thoughtseize them. Do I auto pay? And then switching for the game. Yep. Okay. Our sideboard's really good versus Sultai. Okay. So now that we know that, I need to adjust the lands a little bit. Okay. That was the classic Sultai deck, and he went first game 1, and he went first game 3. So the fact that we're beating them when they go first, that's huge. And we did get lands like hogged. Okay, so now, because see, here's what I like to do. I like to look at the weakness of every deck. Like, where can I penetrate that deck? And no weird comments. I kind of walked into that one, right? You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you did, dude. It's like... Yeah, I kind of walked into that joke. All right. Well, anyway, I'm going to be working on this deck, but if you want to, feel free to subscribe. Go ahead and do that. Smash the like button. Anyway, guys, what I'm going to be doing for YouTube is be giving codes away randomly to subscribers that are in the comment section. Okay. YouTube has gone through a lot of transitions in the last year and a half. They've made things kind of harder on content creators, in the sense that they used to have a system where you can message people. They took that away. I'll be honest with you. YouTube is becoming Netflix, and basic cable is what it's becoming. And I think about every content creator is going to sense that. If not, it may not happen this year, but it'll more than likely happen next year. You're seeing a lot of celebrities start their own channels. You never saw that before. Because celebrities were pretty much like on Twitter, right? Or like if they were like really celebrities that were good looking, they were on Instagram, right? So Instagram, Twitter. Well, now they're going to saturate YouTube. And they already have. You can now watch like movies on YouTube. You couldn't do that before. So it's basically becoming Netflix. Right? It's like becoming Netflix with basic cable. And that's exactly the reason why you went to YouTube, was to get away from all that crap. That's why basic cable's numbers, they're down. That's why MTV, they're down. Because everybody went to YouTube. Well, now YouTube is becoming the exact same thing that it wasn't. So now all you're seeing is clickbait. Don't tell me you're not seeing clickbait. You are. You're seeing more drama videos, like sports. Like, Tom Brady got paid $25 million, but Aaron Rodgers makes $35 million. You know, it's like, who cares? What's that got to do with football? Like, what's that got to do with wins and losses and number of sacks, number of tackles, number of wins, the X's and O's, explaining how the team actually won, not about what girl they're dating. Yeah, it's like this stupid. Did you notice that? Look at all the titles of your sports shows. They're all drama. That's it. And it's all scripted, guys. You really think that's real? That's all scripted. And to think that you can relate to a football player who makes, like Patrick Mahomes just signed a $50 million deal. $50 million a year. Dude, he's going to make in 1 year more money in 1 year to play a child's game, to play a kid game. Okay? To play a kid's game, he's going to make more money in 1 single year than you and your entire family lineage has ever made in their entire lifetimes in 1 year. To play 16 games. I played football, guys. I played baseball. I also did boxing training. I didn't box. I did boxing training. Okay? There's a difference. Okay? By the time I got into boxing, I already had 3 concussions that were documented. So, what happens is, once you suffer your 4th concussion, you cannot play college sports. You're done. Okay? So, I had to really protect myself not to go into boxing. Because if I would have got punched in the head, which it's going to happen, a few times, you're done. You have no college career, and it's documented. I probably suffered more than 3 concussions. I probably suffered, 4 to 5, but I have 3 that are documented, in my medical record. So, Yeah, you can't hide those ones. But I've probably taken a few more. But I'll tell you, football is literally the easiest. It's the hardest sport to train for, but it's the shortest sport to play. It really is. Baseball is the longer sport, because oh my God, we start like baseball. We start our prep in January. We start our practices and our scrimmages in February. March, we're on the field. April and May. Football was like the worst is in the summer. Training in the heat with your pads on. That's the hard part. But football, once the season started, it was like you have your game, and that's it. Like you have a game, a meeting midweek, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like you'd practice very lightly, where baseball, you'd have your game, but you'd also have like 2 practices a week. You'd also meet up. So I'd say fundamentally football is a shorter sport than baseball, right? So the fact that they get paid so much money just for a couple games, 16 games, is just ridiculous, right? I mean, Patrick Mahomes is going to make over like $5 million a game. Well, about $3 million. $3 million a game. A game lasts about 3 hours. He's making $1 million an hour. $1 million an hour. You can't relate to these people. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is don't get lost in all the drama. Anyway, so what I'm going to be doing is probably just in the comment section dropping the codes, because YouTube keeps on restricting content creators and what they can do. And that is telling me, because listen, a major corporate company isn't going to respond to messages, right? So YouTube takes that away. Because, anyway, I don't know. We do have an Ulamog in here versus blue-white control. Alright guys, well that is it. Feel free to subscribe. Yeah, feel free to subscribe and all that good stuff, guys. And, I'll probably drop a code in the comment section. So now what I would probably tell you to do is subscribe. Comment in the comment section and smash the like button. Yeah, it's 3 easy things to do. If you don't like the if you don't like the content, then I recommend that you don't. You know what I mean? I recommend that you don't. Anyway, guys, until next time, I will talk to you soon. Screw you guys, I'm going home. Eric Hartman, South Park.